Peoples Gas and Nicor Gas are proposing rates based on income. Crane Chicago Business reporting lower income residents would pay less than other customers. That proposal comes on the heels of a record-setting rate hike request by the utilities filed this month. Commonwealth Edison has also said it will offer a progressive rate proposal by next year. The move is in response to the Illinois Commerce Commission. Its members voted unanimously last month to require large utility companies to propose discounts for low-income customers.
Dave Collada is the executive director of the Citizens Utility Board, a nonprofit watchdog group. He joins us now to talk about these hikes as well as the proposal for progressive pricing. Let's start with the hikes because while these are requests at this point, the reality is we've already seen a huge increase in most of our electric bills and gas bills.
Well, yeah, this couldn't come at a worst possible time. We're coming out of a winter where gas prices have been significantly higher than they were in the past. And now, not only are Peoples Gas and Nicor Gas filing for rate increases, but ComEd is as well. And so we certainly have our work cut out for us. As you said, this isn't a done deal. We can fight back, and if history is any past practice, as any guide, we will be able to reduce it to some extent, but this couldn't come at a worst possible time. And I think, especially since all the companies are doing very, very well, it raises a lot of, I think, very troubling public policy questions.
Dave, let's talk about the rate of these hikes. How does it compare to past increases? At this point, do you think that it's really an extravagant amount? Do they need the money?
All of these are record rate hike requests, every single one of them. And, quite frankly, we don't think that they deserve it. We know in the case of all utilities, for example, they're asking for excessive profit rates. In the case of ComEd, they're looking for a 10.5% profit rate, which is way higher than we think they can possibly justify. And while it doesn't sound like maybe the difference between 10.5 and 9.5 and 9 is that great, there are literally tens and hundreds of millions of dollars at stake. So, we're going to be in these cases fighting for consumers and really scrutinizing every penny that they're asking for. And if they can't justify it, and we don't think that they can justify all of this, we're hopeful that the Illinois Commerce Commission will at the very least reduce it. But there are very big public policy questions here that we need to.
I want to drill down on something you said. You're telling me there's a guaranteed profit rate that's built into ComEd's pricing?
All utilities make a profit off of their capital investment. Now, they have to do it what's known as prudently. They can't just waste it. But in general, they get a guaranteed profit, and it's known as the return on equity, essentially how much money that they can make. And all utilities are asking for very big jumps in that. And that makes a huge difference on what we pay. And so right off the bat, we haven't had a chance to scrutinize these cases yet, but we do know that they're asking for very high profit rates. And at a time when their parent companies are doing extraordinarily well, we don't think they can possibly justify that.
Let's talk about some of these income-based rate hikes. How does that measure up?
Well, we think more needs to be done to help low and moderate income customers. So I think that we should do something along the lines of progressive rates. I will say, particularly in the case of the gas utilities, one of the things going on is that we're now in the midst of a transition to cheaper and cleaner forms of heat, fundamentally based on high efficiency electric heat pumps. And I think that raises a question of, if we're going to be providing help and assistance for low and moderate income customers, we think it also makes sense to make sure that those folks have the resources to basically get the latest state-of-the-art high-efficiency electric heat pump technology, because there's a real risk here that you're throwing good money after bad at the end of the day. But we do think more needs to be done here.
And ComEd argues it needs the rate increase to build out infrastructure for electric vehicles and the extra demand that will come with that. But it also comes when they just paid a $200 million fine after admitting that they essentially rigged the system. The definition of chutzpah?
Well, I think you could put it that way for sure. And look, we do need to invest in the electric system to incorporate renewables and electrification and all of this. There's no question about that. But that shouldn't be an excuse for a blank check. And it really doesn't justify the type of profit rate that the company is asking for. And I think in general, we need to take a hard look at all these requests. I don't think it's an accident that all these rate cases are being filed at the same moment. I do think it's an overwhelming situation situation. It's something at Cub that we've never faced before, where you have this many high-profile, important cases at the same time. And we would encourage folks who are concerned about this to reach out to their elected officials, to the Illinois Commerce Commission. If you go to our website at citizensutilityboard.org, there's information on what you can do to help fight back a little bit.
All right, thank you, Dave, because it's really going to impact small businesses, especially with those rate hikes,
absolutely.
and they've been struggling.
Thank you so much.